Have you ever stopped to think about how your day begins? Every morning brings with it a new opportunity, a chance to start over, to shape your destiny, and to strengthen your mind and spirit. But here's the secret. It's not just about waking up and getting into action. It's about how you choose to wake up internally. It's about the mindset you decide to nurture as soon as your feet touch the ground. And this mindset needs to be powerful. It needs to be guided by solid principles, putting you on the right path from the first moment. And that's exactly what Stoic Meditations do. Today, I'm going to guide you through 7 Stoic Meditations that have the power to transform your day and your life. If you allow yourself to listen carefully, if you allow yourself to feel and absorb these words, you'll see that every morning can be a new beginning. A beginning guided by serenity, by inner strength, and by the wisdom accumulated from centuries of Stoic teachings. But before we move on, I want you to pause for a few seconds. Take a deep breath and comment below with the word strength. That's right, strength, because that's what we seek every day. The strength to face any challenge and move forward with courage. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, now is the perfect time. Subscribe to receive more powerful reflections that can help you transform your life. Now, close your eyes for a moment, take a deep breath, and prepare for a new beginning. Let's dive into the 7 Stoic meditations you need to hear every morning to start your day at your best. Let's go. Meditation 1, Self-Control. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, left us with a profound yet extremely simple lesson. Happiness and freedom begin with a simple principle, understanding what is under your control and what is not. And this, perhaps, is one of the most transformative lessons in life. Imagine starting your day every day with this reflection. Ask yourself, what indeed can I control? Now, stop for a moment and think about it. How many times have you felt frustrated, anxious, or irritated by something completely out of your control? The traffic that made you late, someone's harsh words, an unexpected decision at work. Many of these things are beyond our control, and there lies the problem. We waste energy, time, and mental health trying to fight forces we can never master. Time, it keeps moving. Other people, they will act and react as they wish. The circumstances of life, often unpredictable and uncontrollable. But do you know what you can control? Your reactions, your choices, the way you decide to respond to all this. That's where true power lies. Let's imagine a scene. You wake up in the morning, have your coffee, and you're already running late. The traffic is slow, and you can feel the anxiety rising. Now, you have a choice. You can let this scenario dominate your mood, irritate you, and make you nervous for the rest of the day. Or you can ask yourself, is this under my control? Can I do something to change this situation right now? If the answer is no, what remains is your reaction. You can choose to take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and enjoy the moment. Maybe listen to a podcast, reflect on the day, or even observe the scenery around you. This choice of how you react is liberating. It's what allows you to maintain peace amid chaos. Many people believe that controlling external situations will bring tranquility, but it's exactly the opposite. True freedom comes from controlling yourself, from mastering your emotions and attitudes. That is power. And that is the foundation of Stoic philosophy. Knowing the difference between what is and what is not within our reach. When you internalize this idea, you free yourself. External problems cease to be uncontrollable monsters and become merely neutral events. You can decide how to interpret them, how to face them. Imagine how your day would be if, instead of worrying about what you can't change, you focused only on what is in your hands. Your actions, your words, your choices. And here's a powerful exercise. Every morning, when you wake up, ask yourself this question. Am I worried about what I can control? Ask this before any decision, in any situation that arises. This simple act of morning reflection can completely change the course of your day. Because by focusing on what you can do, you regain your personal power. You become the master of yourself. And gradually, the problems that once seemed gigantic become small challenges you can overcome with serenity. Remember, every day will bring unexpected events. There will always be something or someone trying to take away your peace. But the choice of how you react, that is always yours. And it is in that choice that true strength resides. Let the universe take care of what you cannot control. Your role is to take care of yourself, of your decisions, and of how you choose to face life. Don't waste your energy fighting the uncontrollable. Use that energy to become a stronger, more serene, and more conscious version of who you are and what you can do. When you start the day with this mindset, you take control of your own happiness. And in the end, life becomes much lighter. Because deep down, all you need to control is yourself. So when you wake up tomorrow, remember, control what is in your hands and let the rest flow. Meditation 2. Memento Mori. Remember your mortality. Imagine for a moment that today was the last day of your life. It seems like an uncomfortable idea, doesn't it? But that's exactly what Marcus Aurelius, the great emperor and Stoic philosopher, asks us to reflect on. He reminds us with simple and direct wisdom. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. The truth is, many of us go through life as if time were infinite. We live as if every morning were guaranteed, as if we had an unlimited supply of days, months, years. We postpone dreams, delay important decisions, leave words unsaid for later. And in this illusion that there will always be more time, we let life slip through our fingers. But what if time were shorter than we imagine? What if today were your last day? Would you be proud of how you've lived so far? Would you be satisfied with your choices, with your actions, with the words you said or left unsaid? That's the power of the Memento Mori meditation. It makes us confront our mortality, not with fear, but with clarity. Every morning, upon waking, you should remember. Time is limited, and this fact, which may seem frightening to some, is actually the greatest gift we can receive. Because when we understand the fragility of life, we begin to live with more intensity, with more intention. Time is not guaranteed. Every second that passes is a second that will never return. Every morning is a unique chance to do something meaningful, to leave your mark, to build a life you can be proud of. But for that, you need to wisely choose where to place your energy. How do you want to spend this day? What will you prioritize? Think about the moments you've wasted with useless distractions. Think about the times when you set fear aside and truly lived. Where were your greatest satisfactions? In the moments you avoided responsibility, or in the moments you faced your challenges head-on? The truth is, time won't wait. It will keep moving, with or without you. That's why it's essential that, when you wake up, you take a moment to reflect. If today were my last day, would I be proud of how I'm living? It's not about living in fear of death, but about embracing life with more presence. Death is inevitable. We will all get there. But what you do with the time between now and that moment is what really matters. Remember, most people live as if they have all the time in the world. They don't think about the words they say, the actions they take. They go through the days as if tomorrow were a certainty. But you, who know Stoic wisdom, understand that tomorrow is uncertain. And it's precisely this uncertainty that makes the now so precious. Marcus Aurelius, governing a vast empire and facing both internal and external battles, understood that, in the face of death, we are all equal. It doesn't matter how powerful you are, how many possessions you have, or how many achievements you've made. When the final moment comes, what matters is not titles or riches, but how you lived. And are you living the way you want to? Every morning is a chance to redefine your path, to make different choices, to get closer to the life you've always wanted. When you adopt the practice of Memento Mori, you live more intensely, more truthfully. You stop delaying, stop procrastinating. You begin to act with purpose, to value the small things, the moments that truly matter. So today, as you get out of bed, ask yourself, what would I do if this were my last day? Would you postpone an important conversation? Would you spend so much time worrying about what others think of you? Or would you choose to live fully, without fear of making mistakes, without fear of failure, but with the certainty that you're doing your best with the time you have? Mortality, when reflected upon wisely, does not weaken us. On the contrary, it strengthens us. It awakens us to the urgency of life, to the beauty of the present moment. And it's that strength that I invite you to find every day. Let Memento Mori be the daily reminder that life is not about the amount of time, but about the quality with which we live each moment. Live today as if tomorrow were not guaranteed, because, in truth, it isn't. Meditation 3. Accepting fate. Amor Fati. Amor Fati, love of fate. This is one of the most powerful lessons of Stoicism. Accept what comes, not with resignation but with gratitude. Embrace life with all its twists and turns as part of a grand and intricate plan. The question is not why did this happen to me, but rather how is this shaping me? Think of how many times you've encountered something that seemed unfair or unexpected. A setback, a problem that appeared without warning, perhaps the end of a relationship, the loss of a job, an illness, or even an opportunity that slipped through your fingers. The natural reaction of most people is to resist. Why me? This shouldn't have happened. But the Stoic doesn't fight against fate. They accept it. More than that, they love it. Loving fate is understanding that every event, good or bad, is an essential part of your path. Stoicism teaches us that resisting the inevitable is one of the greatest sources of suffering. Every time you resist what you cannot control, you create more pain, more frustration. But when you accept what comes, you free yourself from the weight of that resistance. Marcus Aurelius, the great philosopher-emperor, reminds us, what happens to you, happens for you. In other words, every challenge, every loss, every failure is a disguised opportunity. When you embrace what fate places in your path, you begin to see the potential for growth in everything. Life ceases to be a series of obstacles and becomes a journey of evolution. And what happens when you accept fate? You become stronger. What once seemed like a blow is now seen as a lesson. Pain turns into wisdom. Failures become steps toward success. You become unshakable, not because life has become easier, but because you have become stronger. When you practice Amor Fati, you begin to understand that the universe always acts in your favor, even when it seems otherwise. Let's reflect together. What was the last event in your life that shook you? A problem at work? A personal challenge? Now, imagine what it would be like if you looked at that situation with gratitude. What if you saw it not as an obstacle, but as part of your growth? What would you learn from it? How would you become stronger? Today, make a commitment to say to yourself, I love what happens because it's part of my path. Say this, not only in the good moments, but especially in the difficult ones. When you encounter an obstacle in your day, don't fight it. Embrace it. Accept it as part of the process that is shaping who you are meant to become. Amor Fati is more than accepting fate. It's loving it, even when it doesn't seem kind. It's believing that, in the end, everything is part of something bigger. And when you practice this daily, something incredible happens. You stop fearing the future. You know that whatever comes, you are ready to welcome it with courage and wisdom. So tomorrow, when you open your eyes, remember, whatever happens today, whether good or bad, is part of your path. And you love it because it's what makes you grow. Whatever life gives you, you will welcome it with serenity, because deep down, you know, everything that happens for a reason. That's the true power of Amor Fati. It's not about passively tolerating, it's about actively embracing what life brings us. Today, embrace your fate. Love it, because it is shaping who you are destined to be. Meditation 4. Not seeking external validation. Epictetus, one of the great masters of Stoicism, offers us one of the most powerful and liberating lessons you can carry throughout your life. If you want to be free, stop worrying about what others think of you. It sounds simple, but the truth is, we spend much of our days seeking the approval of others without even realizing it. We worry about being accepted, being applauded, fitting into the standards that society defines. Now, stop for a moment and reflect. How many times have you done something, made a decision, or changed your behavior just to avoid displeasing someone? Maybe it was at work, trying to please a boss, or on social media, posting something just to get likes. Maybe you even changed your words, your behavior, just to see that smile of approval from someone. But the great truth is that the more you seek this external validation, the further you get from who you truly are. And worse, the more trapped you become. When you depend on others' opinions to feel like you're on the right track, you are, in fact, handing over control of your life to other people. Think about it. Every time you adjust your actions or your way of being just to be accepted, you're living a life that isn't yours. You're, unknowingly, turning into a version shaped by others' expectations, not by your own desires, values, or convictions. And here's the key point. True freedom comes when you stop seeking approval outside yourself. Your peace, your happiness, and your worth should never depend on someone else's opinion. Why should you care about the acceptance of someone who doesn't walk in your shoes, who doesn't face your struggles or share your dreams? The people around you may have their opinions, but only you know what's best for your life. The only approval you need is your own. Imagine for a moment the relief of freeing yourself from these invisible chains. Imagine waking up every day without that constant concern about what others are thinking about you. What would that be like? It would be freedom, true peace, because from that moment on, you would be living for yourself, by your values, by your beliefs. When you understand that your happiness is in your hands and not in others' expectations, you begin to act with much more confidence. You become immune to destructive criticism and hollow praise, because your focus is no longer on being accepted, but on being authentic, being true to who you really are. Now, every morning when you wake up, ask yourself a simple but profound question. What am I going to do for myself today? Not for what others expect, not for what you think others want, but for you. What makes you feel fulfilled? What aligns your actions with your values? Every decision you make, based on yourself instead of others, is a step toward that inner freedom. And remember one thing, you will never be able to please everyone, no matter how hard you try. There will always be those who don't like it, who criticize, who don't agree. And that's not your problem, because that has nothing to do with you. What others think is tied to their perceptions, their judgments, their expectations. And, honestly, that's something you'll never be able to control. So why worry? When you stop seeking this external validation, you'll discover something incredible. You'll start attracting respect, not the superficial respect of those who praise you just to please, but true respect from those who admire your authenticity, from those who see that you live on your own terms. So free yourself from this prison. Life is too short to be lived for others. Focus on being the best version of yourself, on being authentic, on living with purpose. The world is already full of people trying to please. What it really needs are people who live with authenticity, boldly and truthfully. Now take a moment and make a commitment to yourself. From today on, you will no longer seek approval outside yourself. The only validation that truly matters is your own. And when you start living that way, you'll realize how liberating it is, how much your confidence grows, and how complete you feel without needing anything else. Meditation 5. True wealth is in your mind. Seneca, one of the greatest sages of Stoicism, taught us a truth we often forget in the chaos of daily life. True wealth is living content with little. But what does that really mean in a world where we are constantly bombarded with messages that more is always better? Where we are led to believe that our happiness depends on what we possess. More money, more status, more material things? The great lesson that Seneca leaves us is that happiness is not in the accumulation of material goods, but in inner wealth. Think for a moment. How many times have you achieved something you so desired, only to discover that the satisfaction was temporary? Perhaps you bought that item that seemed essential, but soon after, there was the feeling of emptiness, that impression that something was still missing. That happens because material goods will never be enough to fill what can only be found within ourselves. Stoic philosophy teaches us that the simpler we live, the freer we become. Stoicism invites us to reflect. What do you really need to be happy? Does your happiness depend on a new car, a bigger house, or the latest fashion clothes? Or does it depend on your ability to find peace in your own mind, to feel complete with what you already have? True detachment does not mean renouncing everything and living with nothing. It's about understanding that the things we possess should not possess us. When you begin to practice detachment, you realize that unnecessary worries also begin to disappear. Think of all the anxieties we carry for fear of losing what we've accumulated over the years. The fear of breaking that expensive object, the fear of losing money, the constant need to live up to others' expectations. All of this weighs us down and prevents us from living fully. Today, I invite you to practice detachment. This doesn't mean you need to give up everything you have, but rather start valuing simplicity. Begin to realize that what really matters is inside you, not outside. When you free yourself from the weight of materialism, you start to see the world in a lighter way. Suddenly, the things that seem so important lose their value. And what remains? The true essence of life: simple moments, genuine connections, and a peaceful mind. Living simply is not deprivation. On the contrary, it's finding abundance in what truly matters. Remember, less is more. The less you cling to external things, the more space you create for inner peace, for growth, and for true happiness. Simplify. Ask yourself what really makes a difference in your daily life, what brings lasting satisfaction. And have the courage to let go of what only burdens your mind and your life. Inner wealth, the true kind, is something no one can take from you. It lies in your ability to face challenges with serenity, in your power to stay calm in the face of difficulties, and in the ability to find joy in the small things. And in the end, that's the only wealth that really matters. Practice detachment today. Free yourself from unnecessary weight and see how your life transforms. By doing so, you'll discover that simplicity is the gateway to a full life, a life where the essentials are always within reach. Meditation 6. Every day is an opportunity for growth. Imagine waking up each morning knowing that you have a new opportunity for growth before you. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday or the mistakes you made in the past. Today is a chance to be better, to surpass yourself, to take that step forward toward a stronger and wiser version of yourself. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Roman emperors and Stoic thinkers, reminds us of something fundamental. Nothing has such power to expand the mind as the ability to systematically and truly examine everything we see in life. And what does that mean in practice? It means that instead of just passing through the events of the day, you must live them with attention and reflection. Every moment, every experience, every interaction has the potential to teach you something. The question is, are you willing to learn? Are you willing to truly examine your actions, your thoughts, your choices? True wisdom doesn't come from grand revelations. It is built gradually, day by day, through small changes in attitude, through small decisions that lead us to evolve. In the rush of daily life, it's easy to fall into the trap of routine. Waking up, repeating the same actions, having the same thoughts, making the same mistakes, and going to bed feeling like the day was just another one. But Stoicism teaches us to see the world with different eyes. Every day is a unique opportunity to reinvent yourself. Success doesn't come from one sudden big change, but from small daily advances that over time add up to something extraordinary. Think about this. How can you be a little better today than you were yesterday? It could be something small, like dedicating a few more minutes to listen to someone, or maybe reflecting before reacting impulsively to a difficult situation. It could be something bigger, like working on the discipline to achieve your goals or facing a challenge you've been avoiding. But the important thing is that every day you ask yourself this question, because this simple question has the power to transform your life. Imagine that life is a long ladder. Each day is a step, and to reach the top, you don't need to jump, you don't need to run, just take one step at a time. What matters is the consistency, the commitment to yourself to grow, to learn, to improve. And here's the secret that the Stoics left us. You don't need to be perfect. Perfection is an illusion. What matters is progress, is being in constant movement, always advancing, even if slowly. When you commit to growth, when you decide that every day you will seek to be a little better, you're already ahead of most. Because most people don't reflect, don't seek growth. They live on autopilot, repeating the same behavior patterns, trapped in their own cycles. You don't have to be like that. Every morning, when you open your eyes, ask yourself, what can I do today to be a better version of myself? It can be something small, it can be something big. What matters is the intention to grow, to surpass yourself, to be in constant evolution. And at the end of the day, when you lay your head on the pillow, reflect on how your day was. Ask yourself, was I better today than I was yesterday? If the answer is yes, celebrate that progress. And if the answer is no, understand that tomorrow is a new chance, a new opportunity to improve, to learn from mistakes, to adjust your course. Remember, true strength is not in perfection, but in the ability to learn, to get up after every fall, to try again with more wisdom. And if you make this a daily habit, over time, you'll see a transformation in yourself that you may have never imagined possible. So, don't waste the gift that each morning offers you. Use each new day as an opportunity to grow, to be a little better than you were yesterday. Small steps over time create big changes. Stoicism teaches us that progress is constant and that the pursuit of virtue is a never-ending journey. And on this journey, what really matters is taking the next step. Today, ask yourself, what will your next step be? Meditation 7. Gratitude in everything. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest emperors and Stoic philosophers, left us with a simple but extremely powerful lesson. Reflect on how much you already have, and you will see that life is very generous. Think about that for a moment. How many times do we wake up and immediately our thoughts turn to what we don't yet have? To what's missing? Often our focus is on what we desire, on future achievements, or on the things we believe we lack in order to be truly happy. But what happens if, when we open our eyes every morning, we change that perspective? Gratitude is the key. It's not just a pleasant feeling, but a powerful tool to transform the way we see the world. When we are grateful for what we already have, life takes on new colors. The small things, those that often go unnoticed, become sources of joy. Gratitude is the practice of recognizing what is already good in your life, regardless of the problems or challenges you may be facing. Now, I want you to ask yourself, what do I have today that I am truly grateful for? Often we don't realize how many blessings, opportunities, and even lessons we've already accumulated. Yes, even the difficulties we face have value, for they shape us, teach us, and make us stronger. If you take a moment now and look at your life, you'll notice how many things around you are already reasons for gratitude. It can be something as simple as the fact that you're breathing, waking up to another day of life. It can be the warmth of the morning sun, the comfort of your bed, a friend's laughter, or the opportunity to learn something new. Gratitude doesn't require your life to be perfect. It only asks that you recognize what is already valuable. When you start the day with this mindset, you create a powerful internal shift. When we focus on what we have instead of what's missing, our mind becomes lighter, more optimistic. And this is not just a matter of positive thinking. It's science. Gratitude has been proven to improve mood, reduce stress, and increase our ability to cope with daily challenges. But gratitude shouldn't just be a passing thought. It needs to be actively practiced every day. And I encourage you to do that now. Close your eyes for a moment and think of 3 things you are grateful for right now. They can be big, like a recent achievement, or small, like the simple fact of having food on the table. The important thing is that you allow yourself to feel this gratitude genuinely. Now imagine how your day would be if, instead of worrying about what you don't have, you carried this feeling of gratitude with you. Throughout the next few hours, regardless of what happens, keep in mind what you already possess. Every time you feel frustrated or anxious, remember those 3 things. Gratitude is a tool you can use at any moment to change your mental state. And of course, gratitude also means learning to value challenges. Yes, even difficulties have their place. The lessons life teaches us through obstacles are perhaps the most valuable. Instead of seeing problems as enemies, see them as opportunities for growth, as an essential part of your development. By being thankful for the tough moments, you prepare yourself to face them with more strength and serenity. Stoic philosophy teaches us that we can't control everything around us, but we can control our attitude. And gratitude is one of the most powerful ways to exercise that control. It gives you the power to change your perspective, to turn the ordinary into extraordinary, and to live more lightly, even in the face of adversity. So today, before anything else, be grateful for the life you live, for the opportunities that have already arisen, for the lessons, even those that were hard. Gratitude transforms everything around you. It changes the way you see the world, and most importantly, it changes the way you see yourself. If you start every day with this small act of gratitude, you'll see the difference. Your heart will be lighter, your mind will be calmer, and the problems of daily life will seem smaller in the face of the abundance that already exists in your life. If you've watched up to this point, it means you're committed to your evolution, to your growth, and to the pursuit of a more balanced and serene life. It shows that you understand the power of starting the day with the right mindset, with gratitude and wisdom. Now I want to know who really made it to the end of this video. Comment below the key phrase, "I choose serenity." That way, I'll know that you're someone who is determined to put these Stoic meditations into practice. And of course, if this video inspired you, don't forget to leave your like, share it with those who need this message, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next reflections that can transform your life. Together, we'll build a community of strong and serene minds. See you in the next video.